All right, welcome back to another episode of Cameron's Corner. This is I didn't really talk about it last time, but this is the second episode in my Meet the Team series. So what my goal is to introduce you to the people that I work with to make the real estate process, the transaction process, as smooth as possible. There are some agents that will work with a variety of different lenders, variety of different inspectors, agents, whatever it is. But my goal is when you're working with me, you're working with my team of people that I trust, that I know their process, and that we've built a good rapport with each other so that you, as the buyer or the seller, are getting the best experience. And part of that with new construction, as I've talked a lot about, is Edge Homes is a builder that I love here in Utah County, and Alec Maddox is the agent that I have worked with. He's awesome, and so I want to give him some time to talk a little bit about himself, how long he's been in real estate, what got him in it, and just kind of go from there, and then we'll kind of we'll take off from there.
Love it. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So as far as being in real estate, how long have you been on the new construction side of things or in real estate in general?
I've been selling on my own for a little over 4 years now,
Cool.
but I've been around it as long as I've been alive, pretty much. My dad was in it.
Cool.
I've got aunts and uncles in it. My brothers are in it. So it's kind of all I know.
Awesome. And you're on as I talked about, you're on the new construction side of things. Mm-hmm. So what does that look like for you? So obviously, me as an agent, I'm going around and I'm working with people to help them buy homes,
Sure.
Whether it's friends, family, people I've gotten in contact with. But for you, I represent either buyers or sellers. As a new construction agent, what does that setup look like for you?
Yeah. All I do is sell Edge Homes. I don't know anything else. I don't know how to sell anything else. I sell Edge Homes, but I know everything about Edge Homes. I'm hyper-focused on only Edge Homes, and it makes it so that I can be really good at my job because I do the same thing all the time. So I only represent the seller. I never represent buyers.
Yeah. No, and we've worked together on transactions before, and that's why for me, I realize it's super important for me to have somebody on my corner, because if I have somebody that I can trust, then that's somebody I know my clients can trust. So for you being new construction, you only sell Edge Homes. What is your opinion on, obviously you have people that come in through like model homes,
Sure.
And you have some unrepresented people that come in, but being from your side of the table, what do you see as the value for buyers that come in with a buyer's agent? Do you prefer working with buyer's agents, with unrepresented people, or what does that look like for you?
It's a great question. And it's an interesting one because there's a lot of people that think, hey, I can go get a better deal without an agent, or I can do whatever. For me, it's important for a buyer to realize that I'm a good guy. I'm going to do my best to take care of you if you don't have an agent. But at the end of the day, my job is to represent the seller.
100%.
My job is to do what's best for them.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to screw buyers over or that Edge isn't going to take care of them or anything like that. But my job is to do what's best for them. So it's extremely valuable for a buyer to be able to have somebody that's in their corner, that knows the market, that knows how a transaction should go. It's extremely valuable to a buyer.
That's what I like to tell people is I 100% trust Alec, and like, for example, I've had him show people homes when I haven't been there. Like I trust him in that capacity, but at the end of the day, he represents Edge. Like, mm-hmm. Edge is who he works for, and so it's super important that you and I have a relationship in the fact that you're going to take care of Edge. That's your main priority, but me, I'm kind of like your client in the sense of we've built that connection, we've built
Absolutely.
that relationship so that I can trust to bring my people to you. And that's why I think it's extremely important that you have that relationship with me and with you, because my goal is still to get you the best deal. My goal is to know what incentives are running, to know what my clients are looking for, and then to easily plug them in with you in the community that works best for them, in the price point that works best for them. So it really is a team in the sense of you represent one person, I represent the other, but we have a common goal in making the transaction happen.
Absolutely.
And so with that, where are your current communities that you have available product?
So we are currently building in Mapleton in the south up to Taylorsville in the north.
Cool.
And in between we've got Lehigh, Saratoga Springs, we've got Bluffdale, Cumming, Harriman, Riverton, and Taylorsville.
Cool. So they've got stuff everywhere. You personally, I know personally you live in an Edge home.
I do.
And you've owned multiple Edge properties.
Yes.
And to me, I hear a lot of people talk about new construction, and it still kind of has like a bad rap for some people because they talk about like quality of build. They talk about, I don't want to be in like these mega compact neighborhoods. What they're kind of holding on to this perception of like what they grew up in or what they ultimately hope to have, which I 100%, if that's not what you want to live in, I get it.
Yeah.
However, being somebody who you sell the product, I think it holds a lot of weight that you also live in the product that you sell. So tell me a little bit about that, like genuinely, not from just an agent's perspective, but from a homeowner's perspective, like what your experience has been with the quality builds at Edge Homes.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I bought my first Edge home in 2020. It was a condo in Vineyard, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. The livability of our condos for the square footage and the price point is unmatched. I haven't found anything that I like more.
They're awesome.
9-foot ceilings, big windows.
Yeah, I love the condos for sure.
The amenities with the pool, a gym, clubhouse, pickleball courts, you name it, all of that stuff. So from that point all the way up to, we lived in a townhome for a little while in Saratoga Springs, which we, again, loved. That one was super fun because we built it. We went through our design studio, picked all the finishes. My wife picked everything, had a heyday, and it was so much fun.
The Edge townhomes, I've got to say, I love the Edge townhomes. Like even if you're not a townhome person, they feel extremely spacious. They feel like I'm walking into like they feel like you're walking into like a single family home, especially if you get an Edge unit. I mean, all of them are great, but if you get an Edge unit that has like those windows on the side, like it really they do a good job from my experience and from the people I've taken and shown Edge properties. Their condos and townhomes in particular, single family is awesome as well, but those units just feel so special in like the townhome condo space. They just feel like you're getting a lot more.
Absolutely. There's not a better floor plan that I've walked through for townhomes than what we have, and I've lived in them.
Yeah. Then to me, that's the huge thing is you've lived in every product that you've sold essentially as like the stages.
Yes.
And to me, that speaks volumes because obviously you can sell something and sell it just for the sake of selling it and not necessarily believe in it. Or there's a difference between selling something and then actually putting your family in there.
Yeah.
Which congratulations, by the way, a new father here.
Thank you.
You've got your family in an Edge home. You're in the Lehigh community, correct?
Yes. Yep.
So you like the community?
Love it.
Cool.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, so you've owned condo, townhome, and single family, and you've had nothing but good experiences.
Incredible experiences. Yeah, and not to say that it's been without issues.
Yeah.
I'm the first to say. One thing that I love about Edge Homes is our warranty.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that.
Which is a little bit, it's something that's very easy to overlook, especially in all the things that you have to look at as a buyer. Our warranty for Edge Homes is incredible. We have a 1 year on pretty much anything. If something goes wrong, Edge will come and take care of it.
Yeah, just like bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper, something goes wrong, we take care of it.
Cool.
2 years on all the systems. So HVAC, plumbing, electrical, all of that stuff. If something goes wrong there, we'll come and take care of it. If your AC blows up in the summer, we'll come and fix it during that time. As long as you change your air filters, your furnace filters.
We got to make sure you're doing your part.
Yeah. But what I love about how Edge has the warranty set up is we have an entire department, just all they do is
Warranties. Cool.
That's it. And so our warranty, the way we look at it is not that it's there in case something goes wrong, it's for when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Because at some point, inevitably, we're imperfect.
Yep.
We build an imperfect product,
Yeah.
but we take care of it.
For sure.
And so the stuff that I've had to have Edge come back and take care of, they do. And it's not a question. And it's not just because I work for Edge. I've had my wife submit stuff before she changed her last name.
Yeah.
And they treat her the same way.
And to me, that's a huge thing, especially in those price. Like when I'm talking to first-time home buyers, everybody who knows me knows I really do preach new construction. Like I talk a lot about it. And with Edge, that is one of the reasons I love Edge is because when you are buying you're a first-time home buyer, you don't have a ton of wiggle room as far as expenses, at least the average person.
Right.
So you're getting a new product, so the odds of there being stuff that happen is lowered. You're decreased automatically. But like you said, it doesn't go without fault. Like there are things that pop up, but Edge has you covered. It's not something you have to negotiate. You don't need to go negotiate a warranty. You don't need to go fight for this or that.
Right.
It is something that comes with the product. And so for a first-time home buyer, on top of all the incentives, which we're going to talk about, just the fact that you know you're going into a unit that is going to be taken care of for at least that period of time takes a little bit of the ease. It eases your mind a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right? But going into, I mean, that's one reason that I think Edge is an awesome product. But then I do want to touch on your incentives. Historically, you guys have had awesome incentives as long as I've been paying attention to new construction. But right now, I think you have probably the coolest incentive that I've seen. I want to break down the incentive a little bit and then talk a little bit about how we've seen people utilize that incentive. But go ahead and tell me exactly what the incentive is.
So incentives are going to differ depending on the product type and when it's going to be completed.
Cool.
As a general rule of thumb, the best deals are going to be had on quick move-in homes. So homes that are closing in the next 30 to 45 days.
Cool.
That's where you're going to have your best deal. So our current incentive is a 4.99% interest rate. That's a fixed conventional rate. It's
Full
not
30 years.
Full 30 years. It's not an ARM. It's not anything that's going to adjust or anything like that.
Which is interesting because I have noticed a lot of new construction has been moving kind of over to ARMs,
Yeah.
which I think there's a cool. I mean, you can do ARMs and there's some cool stuff you can do there. But I don't know, having a locked 499, I think for the security in your mind, having it locked at 499 is awesome.
You know what, at the very worst, what it's going to be for the 30 years.
Yeah.
It can't go up.
Yep.
An ARM scares me. I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat with it, just because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. It's probably going to be okay.
Yeah. I think there's definitely room for ARMs, and I think there's people
agree.
that you can take that and it will work great. Mm-hmm. But I think a very safe route is going with an awesome 499 is not a rate that we're expected to see on just like a traditional loan. I couldn't sit there and tell you when we would ever see that. Like, it's not going to be for a while that I would assume we ever see something in the 499 area.
I agree.
And so the fact that you get to lock in on that now forever is pretty cool.
Yeah. So not only do you get the 4.99% rate, you also get concessions, which is seller paying for closing costs or whatever else. And depending on the home you pick, we're doing either 7 or 9% concessions on top of that.
Which is insane.
Which is insane. And part of the problem right now that I think buyers are feeling is fatigue with concessions.
Yes.
Because I say 7%, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Right? But 7% on a $500,000 townhome, that's 35 grand.
Oh, you already knew it. I was pulling my calculator out. You got it. So
that's 35 grand that Edge Homes is giving you.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want with that. You can pay for closing costs so you have less cash out of pocket. Mm-hmm. You can prepay HOA if you want to, so your monthly payment's less.
Yep.
But what I think is incredible is you can buy down your interest rate even more.
Yeah.
So not only do you already have a low interest rate, it's even lower.
Yeah.
It can be even lower.
Yeah. It's typically 2.3% of the purchase price for like a 2-1 buy down.
Correct.
So if you're at like a 4.99%, you're automatically in at like 2.99% for the first year, which savings wise, what this is doing for you is awesome. But with how much you guys are offering in concessions, you can even go and you can do like a 3-2-1 buy down. Mm-hmm. You can have a 1.99% interest rate for the first year. Oh, which is insane. A 1.99 is crazy. Yeah. That's like 4%. I think it's about 4% of your closing costs to buy it down to like a 3-2-1. Is what I was talking with TJ from First Colony. So around 4% of that, and then you still have stuff left over to buy the purchase price down or whatever it is you want to do with it.
And what I love about a 2-1 or a 3-2-1 buy down as opposed to like an ARM is you have your benchmark. You have what the very worst can be in the 4.99.
Exactly.
And then you front load your savings to the beginning of when you're moving in, because that's when you're going to hurt the most, because you have to furnish your house.
Yep.
You have to pay your down payment. Yep. You have to pay for all these things. And so you get to front load the savings
for sure,
and then slowly taper off and get more comfortable with the payment.
Yeah. I think for affordability's sake, affordability is kind of the hot button that I've been talking about a ton. Most of my content is based around affordability because that is what most people are worried about, understandably. And so for me, from an affordability standpoint, I don't really see better options out there and more secure. So it's affordable now, but it's also secure for the whole loan.
Right.
And I know there's a method to my madness as far as like who I'm having on here, what I'm talking about, and a lot of that is, I know that you need to use your preferred lender to get these incentives, which is right here, it's just First Colony. So their preferred lender at Edge is actually my preferred lender as well. And I strategically have picked somebody, TJ, that we had on last week, because he's somebody that knows those numbers super well. He's been around in the industry, just like you. Yeah. He's been around it his whole life. And so going with, First Colony, who's able to help get those incentives, and then having you here as well, it's really, I want to build like this culture of, if somebody works with me, they know exactly who they're working with, and it's like smooth sailing, as smooth as it can be going forward. And so for you, when you've worked with First Colony, obviously that's who you probably do most of your deals with. I'm assuming you guys have a system in play. How does that benefit you, and how does it benefit the client working with a builder and a lender who have a partnership like that?
It's a great question. Couple aspects to this. Number one, how it benefits us, Edge Homes, as the seller, is the trust that we have for the lender. We've probably closed, I would guess, close to 10,000 loans with First Colony Mortgage. Maybe not quite that many,
but it's up there.
But darn close.
Yeah.
So if they say that somebody's qualified, they're going to close.
Yeah.
So First Colony, they know their stuff.
Yep.
They're going to take care of it. We went through a phase where we would let other lenders do pre-qualifications and give them essentially the same credit as the preferred lender. And it was shocking to me, the amount of lenders that would approve somebody, and then it would get time to close, and they're not even close to being able to qualify.
Yeah.
Because somebody would just write the pre-qual letter, and we're like, okay, great.
There it is. Yeah.
That never happens with First Colony. So that's one huge thing for us as the seller, is if they say someone's good, they're good, and we can trust them.
Cool.
The huge thing for a buyer is the ability to get that 4.99% rate.
Yeah.
If you were to buy a house and go under contract and to buy it down to that same 4.99%, you're anywhere from 6 to 8 points percentage, essentially, of the purchase price to buy down.
Just to match what you guys
just
are
to match what
giving.
we're doing, not including the concessions that we're giving.
That's insane.
Because we sell at such mass, or at such scale, we can go and we can purchase money through First Colony Mortgage at that lower interest rate.
Yeah.
And so because we're doing it, we're essentially buying at Costco wholesale.
Yeah.
We can get a discount, so it's a little bit cheaper to do that. And so, but it has to go through First Colony Mortgage for your buyer to be able to get that.
Cool. Which, like I said, that's the reason we have the partnership with them. I want to put my clients in the best position to succeed. And I think right now, new construction, like, I don't have a dog in the fight. If you want to go buy a house, whatever house you want to buy, I want to help you.
Yeah.
But my professional opinion is right now, new construction is just giving you the best. It's giving you the best deal. And so
there aren't better deals out there. And if there are, they're very far and few in between.
Yeah.
But I also understand we're not for everybody.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yep. No, 100%. And then what was I gonna say? As far as, so we've talked about the incentives. We've talked about moving forward. As far as new construction goes, what is your forecast? Obviously, you don't have a crystal ball, but what is your forecast as far as new construction and being able to offer incentives, or as aggressive as incentives? We have seen that interest rates have ticked down, they ticked back up a little bit, but overall we're kind of seeing hopefully a trend of coming down.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for a buyer? What should a buyer know now, knowing that interest rates might be coming down? What is that going to look like for incentives?
It's a really good question. So if we go back in time 5 years to around when COVID was happening and sales were absolutely insane, we had multiple offers on every single home that we sold.
Yeah.
If you look at what our incentive was then, we would pay for you to have quartz countertops in your kitchen. It was a total of like $1,400.
And you were getting a banging deal at that.
and you were stoked to get it.
Yeah.
And that's only if you use the preferred lender, First Colony. So obviously that's a different market.
Times have 100%. Changed. Yeah.
But as that's the extreme, we're at the other end of the extreme right now, in my opinion. It's going to level out and we'll end up somewhere in between, but you won't get the same concessions that we have now going forward. I don't know when.
Yeah.
But when things start to level out and the market warms up a little bit more, those are going to go away.
As I say, it's all supply and demand. And
Yeah.
so, we're going, as we see interest rates come down, more people are going to enter the market. But that means, in my opinion, that means you're losing out on an awesome incentive right now. That I think that right now's incentive is like this little golden nugget that is making things more affordable than things will be even when interest rates climb down to the fives.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a 4.99 right now.
Yeah.
And so you're going to have lower home prices. You're going to have less multiple offers.
Right.
You're going to have more incentives, which equals more affordability overall.
Yeah.
So.
And something else that is also a little bit scary if you're a buyer is if you look at total available listings right now between Utah and Salt Lake County, new construction is around 40% of those listings.
Yeah.
Which is great because that's where a lot of the incentives are.
Yep.
But what's scary is if you look at permits pulled. In order to build a home, you have to get a permit from the city.
Yeah.
If you look at the numbers from year over year of the last 2 or 3 years, they're on a downward trend. Builders are building less houses.
Less permits, less homes. Less
Because it's harder to get lending and everything else on that side, on the builder side.
Yeah.
And so you're starting to see builders build less homes, which means that 40% is going to start trickling down. And if we see a big surge of buyers come in, it's going to be gone pretty quick.
Yeah.
And the whiplash that we'll feel where builders can start building a lot more again, there's anywhere from when we buy raw land to when we're actually selling and someone's moving in, you're anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And so if we get to that point and all of these houses get bought up, there's not going to be as many builders. Luckily, Edge, plug for Edge, we're still buying land. We're still getting bigger and bigger. So you'll see more of us. You'll see us have more market share. But those incentives will go away.
Yeah, just because you have more market share, you can't always be giving as much as you're giving.
No, absolutely not.
If they don't need to, this is to get people to purchase homes. Like we want to keep people purchasing. If people are going to be purchasing on their own, it's a business. I mean, naturally, less incentives are going to be given, not because they don't want to, but they just don't have to anymore.
Yep, exactly.
And so that's why I say to people, if you're on the fence of buying within the next year, but you can qualify now, I am always going to plug that you do so, that you get in there, you see what type of inventory they have. And I think that we have a pretty seamless process as far as getting in to look at Edge Homes and then starting from there and in going through the process. I tell people I have never had a more seamless transaction than when I'm working with Edge. Like it's been fantastic for me, which is then in turn great for my clients. Yeah. So I guess on Edge side of things, do you have anything else you want to say? Anything else that people need to know about new construction Edge moving forward? Upcoming communities? I know we talked about what you have now, but where are you guys going to be within the next year?
You're going to see a big push a big push from us moving outside of where we've been. For the last 5-6 years, we've been pretty much located in Lehigh, Saratoga Springs, Bluffdale, Harriman.
Yeah.
And we'll sell 1,200 homes a year or more in that little pocket.
Cool.
You're going to start seeing us expand out this year and then going into next year. So places like South Utah County.
Yeah.
We've got more coming in Spanish Fork, and we're looking in other places down in South County as well, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
As well as pushing further into Salt Lake County.
We got that Taylorsville, right? Yeah.
Taylorsville released, so we're selling there now.
Cool.
As well as Draper coming.
Sweet.
South Jordan, West Jordan, West Valley, and more coming.
Yeah, so you guys are growing.
We're
pushing
growing.
Out north.
Pushing out.
Yeah, so anybody that doesn't want to be in this, if there's people who want to be in Salt Lake County, they're going to be able to start taking more advantage of your guys' product, which I think is awesome.
Absolutely.
So I think that covers it. What I want to ask you, what I've been doing starting with last week, is I ask questions that kind of pertain a little bit to the person. So for you, you've lived in Utah your whole life. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite thing to do in Utah? What's your favorite thing about living in Utah, just overall?
Fall time, September. September, I will die on this hill, is the best month of the year. Yeah. The weather.
I'm a September, October guy.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But fall time in Utah is unmatched. Unbeatable. Yeah. I've recently picked up golf.
That's the next thing I was going to ask you. I was going to say top three golf courses coming into the fall. What are you excited to golf? Top three.
Okay, Gladstone.
Okay.
Down in South County. Mountain Dell. Up in Parley's Canyon is insane.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Hobble Creek.
Yeah. We've gone golfing together. We've hit the driving range. I am not good, trying to get better. But
No one's good at golf.
I'm excited to get into it in the fall. I sweat so much. And so getting out there in the fall, even on a cart, I'll be sweating.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to get out there when it's a little cooler, hit some balls and get more into golf.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, no, hey, I appreciate you coming on.
Of course.
If anybody is interested in looking at Edge products, they sell condos, townhomes, and single-family homes. Quick plug on price point ranges, real quick.
Yeah.
On that.
Condos starting at $312 down in Mapleton.
Okay.
Going up to low 400s, depending on where you're at. Townhomes, your mid 400s.
Cool.
Up to about 500. We have some that are a little more expensive in Riverton. You're about 525.
Okay.
Single families as low as right about 500. And then going up to as big and as much as you want. We've got up to 6,000 square foot houses. You can go through, pick all your finishes, design, all that good stuff.
Alrighty, well, if you're interested in seeing what they have, reach out to me. Instagram is cameronhecking.re, and then I can get you in contact with Alec, and we can go check out some Edge homes. See you guys next week.